Animals eat the weirdest things, and this list proves it. Today we're gonna show you that animals aren't picky eaters and will eat just about anything that comes near its mouth. Number one's gonna blow you away, so stay tuned for that. Here are 10 of the weirdest things found inside animals. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Rocks. A man in Texas had a pet frog he imaginatively named Kermit. One day he saw his pet casually munching on the ornamental rocks that lined the bottom of his tank. Knowing that kind of behavior wasn't normal, he took his exotic pet to the vet and had him x-rayed. What they found was 30 of those ornamental stones sitting inside the frog's stomach, all of which had to be surgically removed by the vet. The frog did make a full recovery, but the owner understandably removed all rocks from his pet's tank. Number 9. An entire deer. Alligators grow big, and they grow that big because they eat a ton. There's no question on that. They're also known to swallow prey whole, but only up to a certain size. If the prey is too big, they usually bite chunks off of them. But the bigger the gator, the bigger the prey it can swallow whole. How big of a prey though? Try 100 pounds of whole deer. The 3-year-old doe weighing around 100 pounds was found inside the stomach of the largest ever gator snagged in Alabama. It almost got the title of the heaviest ever as well. Then they found out that 100 of the gator's 1,015-pound weight was actually because of the deer inside its stomach. Taxidermist Ken Owens laid out the gargantuan gator, measuring 70.5 inches around the stomach on the floor of a large work shed and cut open its midsection, which turned out to contain the badly deteriorated deer corpse. The dead doe had no hair, owing to alligators' powerful stomach acid, but much of the cartilage and all 4 hooves were intact. The taxidermist also said that the doe was swallowed about a week before the gator's capture. Number 8. An intact sea lion. Mako sharks aren't really as well known as its cousin the great white shark, but it is a fierce predator in its own right. It's not a picky eater and would very much eat anything in sight, but they're partial to fish, squid, seabirds, and other sharks. They swallow smaller prey whole, but bite off chunks on bigger ones, using their razor-sharp teeth to rip flesh from bone. They are, however, not known to go after sea lions, much less swallow one whole. But that is what one Mako shark did before it was caught off the coast of Southern California by some commercial fishermen. This 12-foot monstrosity's last meal was a 200-pound sea lion, which was swallowed whole and remained intact in the shark's stomach until it was cut out by scientists examining the shark's diet. The seal only had one flipper missing and had the distinct puncture marks shark teeth leave behind. Other than that, it was surprisingly in one piece. Number 7. 1,000 coins. A sea turtle nicknamed Bank has died of complications following surgery to remove nearly 1,000 coins she swallowed during captivity. The cause of death was blood poisoning from the loose change that she swallowed over her years in captivity. Bank lived for 2 decades in a public pond in Chonburi Province, about 110 miles southeast of Bangkok. The turtle swallowed 915 coins that tourists threw into the pond, kind of like a wishing well but with a living turtle inside of it. Eventually, the money formed a mass that was so heavy it cracked Bank's bottom shell. At first, Bank appeared to be recovering well after the operation, but a checkup revealed problems with its intestines. Doctors performed a second operation, but Bank never woke up and passed away. Number 6. A human thumb. Lake trout aren't known for being vicious man-eaters. That's why it came as a gruesome surprise when a severed human thumb was found inside the stomach of a lake trout that was caught at the Flaming George Reservoir in Green River, Wyoming. We never found out who caught the fish, but the thumb was successfully returned to its owner, a local man named Robert Lindsay. Lindsay said he was at Flamingo Gorge Reservoir south of Green River last July when he dived from his boat to help a friend's daughter who had fallen into the water. The boat went over him and the propeller cut off his thumb, index, and middle finger. The 2 other fingers were found and reattached. More than 6 months later, a fisherman hooked the trout and the thumb was found in the fish's stomach. It's hypothesized that the trout ate the thumb after it was severed and loose in the water, and that the thumb had remained undigested in the stomach of the fish for half a year. Of course, the chance to reattach the severed digit has long since passed, but to Lindsay, finding his long-lost thumb was enough. Number 5. A junkyard. Jumbo was a famous elephant that was part of a traveling circus in the United States. The animal is commonly thought to have introduced the word jumbo into the English language as a synonym for large. When the giant creature died, he was tragically involved in a railroad accident. It was cut open so that different body parts could be sent around the country to various locations and institutions. And of course, when the stomach was cut open, it revealed what they could only describe as an entire junkyard's worth of scrap, which included pennies, keys, rivets, and even a police whistle. Don't worry, they were pretty sure that the policeman who owned the whistle wasn't eaten along with it. A stomach full of junk isn't Jumbo's only legacy though. Even after his death, he still drew crowds. In 1889, famed showman P.T. Barnum donated Jumbo to Tufts University in Massachusetts, of which Barnum was a founding trustee and benefactor. Jumbo joined the collection of the Barnum Museum of Natural History at Tufts, taking his place as the centerpiece among other rare and valuable taxidermy creatures from the circus. Number 4. A vibrator. PG-13. This story gives the word swallow a different kind of meaning, literally. Fisherman Bjorn Freeland was gutting a large cod that he caught one day when he felt a sizable lump in its belly. As he cut in, he first found 2 semi-digested herrings, and then he pulled out a hefty orange vibrator. He had spent his whole life fishing near the waters off his town of Edsbygda in western Norway, but this is the first time he's heard of a fish swallowing discarded adult toys. He does have a theory why the cod ended up swallowing the big orange thing, though. According to Freeland, cod eat all sorts of things, and it's very possible that the fish mistook the vibrator for a delicious cephalopod, one of its favorite foods. He said that there is a kind of multicolored octopus living in those same waters, and the fish thought the vibrator was one of them and, well, ate it. But a bigger mystery remains. How did something like that end up underwater in the first place? Yeah, actually, you know what? Never mind. I don't think I want to know. Number 3. A complete suit of armor. Like tigers and tyrannosaurs, sharks are scary predators. But although their monstrous triangular teeth are the stuff of horror movies, real-life sharks rarely devour helpless swimmers. Still though, sharks are interesting creatures even after their evil reputation is reduced to a realistic size. There is one thing that some people can't seem to agree on though, and that is the eating habits of sharks. While some say that they are very selective of the prey that they choose, preferring plump and fatty prey over thin, bony ones like humans, there are some who believe that they are very indiscriminate eaters and would take a bite out of anything that come across their path. A shark exhibit in the American Museum of Natural History seems to be favoring the latter argument though. Sharks, Fact and Fantasy, was created by the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County and has been touring American museums for a few years now. It has a specific exhibit that shows just how indiscriminate eaters sharks are. In a large display case are some of the items retrieved from the bellies of tiger sharks. Some of them include jewelry, a Florida license plate, a fur coat, and a suit of steel armor complete with helmet, as well as among other things. Where the armor came from and how a shark managed to swallow it aren't explained. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's pick is something pretty amazing. You see, once something alive is swallowed, it's often already dead. But sometimes live things somehow end up in another stomach and still come out alive. Curious? Find out next with number 2. Live turtles. Do you have any hunting stories? It could have happened to you, or maybe something your dad told you when you were little. But I'm pretty sure that no matter how fascinating your story might be, today's best pick easily trumps them. YouTube channel Wilderness Life is quite an interesting channel. Its videos usually involve surviving in the wilderness, which includes making many different things using only what the forest provides. And of course, hunting and cooking meals out in the wild. It was on one of these hunting videos that the totally unexpected happened. The video starts with 2 guys stalking a small crocodile, obviously wanting to catch and eat it. They eventually caught the croc, but the surprise happened while they were gutting it. Out from its stomach came 3 small turtles. The amazing thing is, all 3 were still alive. It seems that these 3 were the croc's last meal before it became a meal itself. The croc was cooked and eaten, but no word about what happened to the 3 turtles. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. A live bomb. Our story happens in a Chinese fish market in Guangdong province, and while a fishmonger was gutting one of the squid which was part of the daily catch, he discovered something that sent the entire place in a panic. While cutting through the squid's soft flesh, his blade came upon something metallic. Curious, he opened up its stomach, and there he found an 8-inch long piece of explosive. Of course, the police and the bomb squad were called to deal with the potential bomb immediately, and no one was hurt during the incident. This was very lucky for the poor guy holding the squid, because later analysis of the explosive showed that if he cut a few millimeters deeper, or if he somehow had the squid suddenly slip from his hands and fell on the floor, the explosive could have gone off. Have you ever eaten something you weren't supposed to? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more amazing videos? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.